Ever heard of a monster so powerful it makes other gods and demons look like amateurs? In the rich tapestry of Philippine folklore, there's a name whispered only in the deepest corners of Bicolano and Visayan traditions, a being that stands above all others. It's not your everyday aswang, it's not even the dreaded Gabunan prime. This is something else entirely. This is the Puting Gabunan. So, what exactly is the Puting Gabunan? The name translates to White Gabunan, and that title, white, is key. But don't let it fool you into thinking of goodness or light. In this context, white means purity of form, absolute power, and terrifying perfection. Think of it this way: if the regular Gabunan is a chaotic, rampaging king of monsters, the Puting Gabunan is the serene, calculated emperor. It's a Supreme-Tier Aswang, a classification that places it far beyond even the most feared creatures like the Agoras or the Hanagab. Some oral traditions even paint a paradoxical picture of it. While undeniably destructive, its actions are said to be purposeful. It isn't a force of random chaos. Instead, it acts as a grim guardian of the supernatural order, targeting only those who threaten the cosmic balance or the dominance of the Aswang hierarchy. It's the White King among dark royalties, still apocalyptic, still terrifying, but focused, singular, and impossibly powerful. Now, let's talk about what this thing looks like, because its appearance is just as bone-chilling as its reputation. Forget the shaggy, dark-furred beasts you might imagine. The Puting Gabunan is often described as a towering, almost spectral humanoid figure. Its skin isn't covered in fur, but is a pale, shimmering white, sometimes described as being made of solidified white shadow. Its eyes aren't red with rage, but glow with a cold, silver or icy white light that seems to pierce right through you. Its limbs are unnaturally elongated, sometimes ending in razor-sharp claws, and its joints might bend in ways that are physically impossible, and its shape-shifting absolutely seamless. It can transform into a ghostly beast, a massive white wolf, or a colossal bird of prey. But it always retains its signature white or radiant aura. Unlike lesser monsters that rely on stealth and shadows, the Puting Gabunan doesn't need to hide. Its very presence is an act of domination. The air grows cold, light and shadow warp around it, and a profound, instinctual fear grips anyone or anything nearby. It doesn't hunt you from the darkness. It brings the darkness with it. So what can a being like this actually do? The powers of the Puting Gabunan are simply put on a supreme tier. First, absolute domination. It commands all other Gabunan and, by extension, all other Aswang. Its will is their law. A single glance or command can bring an army of monsters to heel or send them on a path of destruction. Then there's what's known as the purity of curse. A bite or even a scratch from the Puting Gabunan doesn't just turn you into an Aswang. It creates the most powerful, most refined type of Aswang imaginable. It's the original source code for the strongest supernatural curse. Its shape-shifting mastery is also said to be without limits. It's not bound by form, size, or even the laws of mass. It can become anything it desires, from a wisp of smoke to a mountain-sized horror. Perhaps its most passive yet terrifying power is its aura. Just being near the Puting Gabunan can induce a state of paralysis. Victims find themselves frozen in place, unable to scream or run. This aura can also trigger vivid hallucinations, forcing you to confront your deepest fears made real. It's a psychological weapon as much as a physical one, and it has environmental control. The wind, the shadows, the very sounds of the forest bend to its will, creating a symphony of terror that disorients and isolates its prey. But what sets it apart from its more chaotic counterparts is its predatory perfection. Every movement is efficient, every attack is precise. There is no wasted energy, no frenzied rage. It is a living weapon, a mythic apex predator that embodies the concept of a perfect, inescapable end. It doesn't just kill, it executes. With a creature this overpowered, you have to ask, can it even be stopped? What are its weaknesses? Well, this is where the legends become truly grim. The Puting Gabunan is so rare that most encounters are purely mythical. There are no simple tricks, no garlic or salt that will save you here. The only known methods to even contain it, not destroy it, but contain a tar of a truly epic scale. We're talking about high-level rituals performed by a circle of the most powerful Babylon, or shamans, channeling immense spiritual energy, or binding it with ancient sacred relics passed down through generations. Artifacts imbued with the power of ancestral spirits. Another method involves the use of sacrificial seals or complex sacred sigils, often requiring a great price to be paid to power them. But even with all of this, the legends are clear on one point. The Puting Gabunan is considered essentially immortal. You don't kill it, you can only delay it. You can bind it for a century or seal it away for a millennium. But the threat always remains. The best you can hope for is to postpone the calamity, to buy time until the day it breaks free again. So, what does the Puting Gabunan truly represent in the cultural landscape of the Philippines? It's more than just a monster story. It is the personification of a supernatural hierarchy, sitting at the absolute apex of the pyramid of fear. It represents death with precision, a stark contrast to the wild chaos of lesser demons. It's a cosmic warning about the danger of ultimate power, whether it falls into the wrong hands or is simply left unchecked, and in some regional tales, it serves a dual role. Unlike the pure chaos of its Diablo aspect, the Puting Gabunan sometimes acts as a guardian of the natural or mystical balance. It's a force of nature as much as a monster, an entity that prunes the world of threats, albeit in the most terrifying way imaginable. So, to sum it up, the Puting Gabunan is a Supreme-Tier Aswang, a radiant, white, and utterly terrifying being. It is the source of the most potent Aswang curse, a master shapeshifter, and a commander of all monsters. And most chillingly, it is a force that is nearly impossible to kill, a timeless calamity that can only be contained or delayed. It's a legend that reminds us that some things are so powerful, the best we can do is hope they remain legends. Thanks for diving into this deep lore with me. If you enjoy exploring the hidden corners of mythology and folklore, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. See you next time.